And we're back. And if you're joining us right now, we're getting our second conversation for the morning started. And we are talking with representatives from the Belize Tax Services. And we are getting to know all about some of the new services and initiatives that they are providing to the general public. Joining us for this conversation, we have Lisa Clare, who is the Deputy Director of Belize Tax Services, and we also have Michelle Brown, who is a manager from the tax service as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us. This is a great initiative, which we like to get a chance to talk about. Now, primarily we're talking about digitization or a change or a move towards more electronic access to some of your services. Can you talk about the major changes which are going to be available coming soon or now?
Well, this will be a major change for the Belize Tax Service. We've never before had an online portal where taxpayers can actually log on and file and pay their taxes. There were facilities provided by the banks previously so that taxpayers could get their tax obligations fulfilled. But now we actually have a portal where taxpayers can file the returns and file all the available returns that they're currently filing, and they would also be able to pay their taxes. There will be a linkage with the bank so that they can access their bank account to pay their taxes. Ms. Michelle can talk a little bit more on all the different features that this new system will have available when we go live in October 4th.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What I will basically will be going over is the functionalities of our new IRIS system, which will give ease and effortless access to taxpayers to their tax account. The first thing taxpayers will do is to proceed to get their online account registered or open via our tax portal. They will create this account, and then when they create this account, they will get access to their entire data that the Belize Tax Service has. Okay. So, as I stated, they will start off with creating the tax account. They will send in an authorization letter. Informing the department that they have already created their online portal. This authorization letter will include the name of the person, that their main user who they want to give access to their tax account, which will include the person's name, their social security number, and they will also attach a copy of that person's social security card. This is for us to validate that the person that they're providing access is a person that they want to give this authorization to. When all of this is completed, taxpayer will have a full functioning tax portal that will give them access to file all their returns online, which will be their GST return, their tax return, their lottery tax, the PAYE monthly return, contract tax, indemnity payments. All payments that they would be making monthly can be done online. They will also be able to make payments online. In the first startup phase, because the system will be done in several phases, and this is the first phase, which will be filing and payment. The taxpayers will be able to still come in office to make payment. This will be for the small and the medium taxpayers.
Okay.
For the large taxpayers, they will be required to file online. So that will be a requirement.
So it's going to be what bracket? When you're talking income tax?
Okay, so the large taxpayers are the ones, like Michelle mentioned, that will be able to file online. We have our taxpayers segmented.
Yeah.
So they're large, the medium, and the small. The large taxpayers, they know who they are because they are a select group, and we've already met with those taxpayers. So
Good.
They are clear on who are the persons that should be filing online, who are required to file and pay online come October 4th.
Yeah.
These taxpayers, though, if I can just go briefly into the categorization of these large taxpayers, they are from different sectors like the insurance industry, the banks, and they are persons who have contributed, who their revenue exceeds 5 million or more. And those persons, we've already approached them, like I've mentioned, and so they know who they are and they know that they're the ones who are required to then file
Excellent.
an pay come October 4th.
So this phase service will start with large taxpayers using the system first. What's the timeline for the general rollout for all businesses and persons to be able to use the online service?
Let me just clarify, Marlene, whilst it's required for the large taxpayers to file and pay online, it will be available for everyone. So
Oh,
even if a small taxpayer wants to file and pay online come October 4th, they will have that ability. What Ms. Michelle Brown had mentioned previously is that whilst we are aware that some of the smaller taxpayer may require some guidance, so we still will be providing that in-office assistance. So if those taxpayers do not feel comfortable to start file and pay come October 4th using the portal, they can come to our office and we will be providing that guidance and holding we may refer to it as they get used to doing all their tax obligations online.
let's step back for a moment and kind of talk about the process of putting this together. And, you know, we just finished a conversation with the Attorney General who's talking about digitizing things like vital stats. We've spoken with the Ministry of E-Governance about their digitization process. How long has IRIS been in the works? And I mean, how big a step is this for the ease of doing business for the country?
Well, conversations have been going for quite some time with Belize to modernize the tax administration. But the decision was actually made in late 2018 for us to modernize the tax administration here in Belize. A program was implemented, MTAM, Modernizing Tax Administration Belize, where we looked at there was a two-phase approach for this modernization. First, it required the integration of two of the former tax departments, GST and income tax. So those two departments were merged. That helped to eliminate some of the processes that, for instance, a new business that is created, they would have previously had to go on to GST, then go over to income tax to perform some of similar functions. So that eliminated some of those functions that persons had to do when they started up their business, as well as complying with the other tax obligations such as filing their returns and making their payments. It also required, as you rightly mentioned, we had to digitize because our previous system that we had, it could not, function, could not take on the functionalities of a modern tax administration. And so this new system was procured in June of 2020. Was notable about all of this, Marlene, is that, of course, you are aware that at June 2020 we were in the heart of COVID,
Yeah.
and so the vendor was not able to come to Belize, and so we had to do this virtually. We had to go through the scoping where we looked at every functional area of the system. We had to review, go through the scoping, ensuring that whatever had to be customized to meet the needs of this modern tax administration, to meet our functional needs. Because even prior to purchasing the system, it was advertised all the business requirements or entire business model or different requirements for this new tax administration was advertised so that this system that we were receiving would be customizable and would be able to meet the needs of the modern tax administration that we are striving to reach. And so all of this was done virtually with the assistance of all our staff. We have to say, kudos to them for taking on this challenge of adapting to this changing situation.
So two questions I have, just as a potential user. One, how safe is it? And two, how easy is it to use?
Well, with the security, people always will be concerned with the security. Our systems are hosted by CETA, and that will not change. They still continue to host our system. And CETA is ISO 27001 certified. So we have that assurance that it will be very secure. The system on its own have its security features. So that is something that we can rely on, and taxpayers will, as they begin to use the system, become more and more comfortable and will be able to see also for themselves that it is a secure portal for them to use.
Yeah.
As it relates to ease, it's very easy. So I notice you have a video here showing it will be easy, but Miss Michelle, our manager of taxpayer services, she will have her staff there assisting and guiding persons along the way, showing you, as well as our website will have these tutorials that can assist and guide taxpayers in complying and using the system.
Well, that was going to be my next question. How does this help to solve the compliance issue?
Well, in regards to the compliance, the system allows us to be integrated with third parties. And compliance is something that we have to be able to manage. We will be able to, we will have integration with systems like the Customs Department, for example, where we can validate or verify information that is submitted to the department, as well as we are working towards integration with the company's registry so that we have all persons and other organizations, like eventually the town councils, the city councils, where we are able to get information to have everybody within the tax net. Because for businesses, it is important that your business do not face the tax burden alone. We have to get everybody that should be paying the taxes within the tax net. So this will help us along that line.
And Michelle, perhaps you can talk a little bit about how the system has been received among the other employees at the tax service, how the training was like, and how what feedback you perhaps have received so far.
Well, at this point, it is great that the staff has been very receptive as it comes to the IRIS system. We have had staff, all our staff are actually trained already to utilize the system. We had some staff, countrywide staff, that were brought to Belize to do the user acceptance of the system. So we had staff actually going through the system, ensuring that the system provides and do the functionalities as required by the BTSD department. Currently, we will have staff who will be assisting taxpayers in creating these online accounts and navigating through our online tax portal. So staff have been very receptive, which is great, and we want to commend them and give utmost thanks for continuous support with the new system. So at this point, we don't have any negativity from our staff at this point.
So with a rollout that starts on Monday, you've officially launched it. I think you've said very clearly, Lisa, that the conversation was initiated with those who will have to use this system or before the actual launch. Talk to us about how people who need extra assistance will be able to access, whether it's someone who can talk them through the system, or if they run into any hiccups that may happen in the first few weeks.
So like I've mentioned, Miss Michelle Brown, she actually will, within all our branch offices, there will be a computer in our lobby or the foyer area so that persons who may not have maybe internet access, they can still come to the office, and there will be someone right there actually log onto the computer along with them for them to go through the actual process. As well as we've gotten a number of cell phones for our Belize City office as well as our district branches. And these cell phones there will be persons manning these lines to actually provide step-by-step assistance to persons who call in that will require that additional guidance.
And in terms of is there perhaps, is there a goal in terms of, let's say, population or amount of persons you want to become integrated into the system, perhaps, in the short term?
Okay, well, our hope, we are rolling it out. We want everyone, we are looking at doing this in a phased approach. Like Michelle Brown mentioned, we roll this out. Every single taxpayer will have the ability to use the system, to use this portal. But October 4th, it's required for the large taxpayers, and then we'll eventually roll out and say the medium taxpayers, we require that you use the portal only, and eventually our smaller taxpayers. But it has to be done in a phased approach for persons to get used to using the system and to be really ready to use it. So that will be done, and we hope that maybe within the next 2 or 3 years that we'll have everyone actually logging on and using the portal, and you will see it's so easy. You don't really need to come to the office for the tax services that you require.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And the feedback, I imagine, has been great since the launch and since the original consultations?
Yes, definitely, especially in light of the environment that we are in right now. Persons are relieved that this will be available, because if you've ever visited our offices during the busy periods or tax day, the 15th, the 14th, there are lines sometimes almost to the end of our or the fence in the yard. So persons are relieved that now, this service will be available, that they can get to file and pay and just jump online from the comforts of their home, from the comforts of their office, and be able to fulfill their tax obligations.
All right.
It will also assist with the paperless portion of it, because that's where the continuous, we have loads of papers in our office. So this will also assist in that area to eliminate the paper.
Yeah.
A few more functionalities, Marlene, if you don't mind, that taxpayer will be able to receive notifications based on their refund status, the due dates, the filing dates for their returns. So they will get direct notifications. They can also send notifications or queries. They will be able to query assessment. If they receive an assessment, they will be able to query their refund status. They will be able to ask for certificate of assessment. These are things that we do at our front line that they will all be able to do from the comfort of their home, as Ms. Lisa stated. So even registration process, taxpayers will be able to register online and receive their tax identification online, rather than having to come into the office. So there's a variety of other functionalities that this system will provide for the ease for taxpayers and the effortless access that they won't even have to come into the office. They can view history of their payments. They can go and view the summary. There's a load of services that will be provided with this new online portal.
Nice. Well, we want to say congratulations to you and your team for successfully putting it together, and it has been launched to the public as of yesterday, and the official rollout starts on Monday. Thank you, ladies, for letting us know what you have been up to.
Thank you
for having us.
All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of Belize Electricity Limited. It's the annual Safety and Health Week, and they have some essay competitions and much more to tell us about. So please, stay tuned.